What if I told you that wealth doesn't begin with loud ambition, relentless hustle, or even bold risks, but with something far quieter? Les Brown built his fortune and his influence not through noise, but through an almost unshakable confidence. And today, I'll show you exactly how this quiet confidence turns into endless wealth. Now, here's the part most people overlook. Confidence isn't about walking into a room and dominating it. It's not about being the loudest voice or the flashiest dresser. Les Brown's confidence is different. It's steady, calm, and deeply rooted. But why does this type of confidence attract so much success? And more importantly, how can you build it for yourself? I'm Walt, and as we walk through this together, you'll see that Les Brown's brand of confidence doesn't just inspire audiences. It creates opportunities, draws in wealth, and turns setbacks into stepping stones. But let's start with something simple. Have you ever noticed how people with quiet assurance seem to naturally attract trust? Think about it. Would you rather invest in someone who's desperate and frantic, or in someone calm, collected, and certain? Here's the twist most miss. Confidence isn't genetic. Les Brown wasn't born radiating it. In fact, early in his life, he was labeled educably mentally retarded. Imagine the weight of that title. Yet instead of letting it define him, he built quiet confidence through small, consistent steps. And that's where the secret begins. One of his most powerful lessons is this: confidence grows out of preparation. Les Brown never walked into a stage unprepared. He studied, practiced, refined. And when he spoke, his words carried authority because he had done the work behind the scenes. Now ask yourself, where in your life could quiet preparation give you an edge so strong that confidence becomes automatic? But let's open another loop here, because preparation alone isn't enough. Les Brown also understood something most people miss. Confidence isn't about proving yourself to others. It's about proving something to yourself. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, whether that's finishing a workout, sticking to a budget, or making that call you've been putting off, you build internal trust. That trust is what radiates as quiet confidence. And here's the fascinating part. Wealth flows toward trust. Investors trust it, customers trust it, leaders trust it. When you exude calm certainty, doors open. But let me ask you, what would your life look like if, instead of chasing opportunities started chasing you because your confidence made you magnetic? Now here's where Les Brown's wisdom takes it further. Quiet confidence isn't just about the big moments. It's built daily. He often said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Think about that. Every small action compounds. Every time you show up, you reinforce your identity as someone who follows through. Over time, that identity creates a presence people can feel before you even speak. But how do you apply this practically to build wealth? Here's a key insight. Quiet confidence helps you make better financial decisions. People who lack it are swayed by fear, hype, or comparison. Confident people like Les Brown stay steady. They wait, they evaluate, they trust their preparation and judgment. That steadiness protects them from bad deals and guides them toward profitable ones. Let me give you an example. Les often entered spaces where he didn't have the most credentials or the fanciest resume, but he carried himself with quiet certainty, and people leaned in. That posture alone created partnerships, speaking engagements, and eventually millions in income. So let's pause for a second and turn it back to you. Where in your life are you still chasing approval instead of cultivating quiet assurance? What small promises can you start keeping today that will build trust within yourself tomorrow? Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll reveal the daily habits Les Brown used to turn quiet confidence into a wealth-building machine, and how you can put them to work starting today. Les Brown's quiet confidence didn't just happen. It was crafted by intentional daily habits. And if you're serious about building wealth, you need to know exactly what those habits are, because once you apply them, you'll start to feel that same steady assurance guiding your financial decisions, your career, and even your relationships. The first habit is simple, but most people never commit to it: daily self-talk. Les Brown understood that the words you feed your mind shape your destiny. He would speak affirmations to himself with conviction, even when no one else believed in him. He told himself he was capable, valuable, and destined for greatness long before the world recognized it. Now here's the twist. Your subconscious doesn't care if your words are true or false. It accepts repetition as reality. So the more you affirm your worth, the more your actions rise to match. But Les didn't stop with affirmations. He added a second habit that made them stick: visualization. He didn't just say the words, he imagined the life attached to them. He pictured the stages, the audiences, the wealth, the freedom. And here's the critical part. He felt it emotionally. Why does that matter? Because emotion imprints belief deeper than logic ever could. Science now confirms what Les Brown practiced decades ago. When you connect vivid imagery with strong feelings, your brain literally rewires to pursue that vision. Now let's connect this to wealth. Think of how most people approach money. They hope, they wish, they dabble, but Les Brown's quiet confidence meant he wasn't dabbling. He was rehearsing success in his mind daily until it felt inevitable. Ask yourself, are you rehearsing scarcity or abundance each morning? Because your daily mental practice determines which one you'll live out. The third habit Les practiced was preparation with purpose. He didn't prepare just to feel ready, he prepared to eliminate fear. When you've rehearsed, studied, and refined, you don't need to fake confidence. It shows up naturally. In wealth building, this might mean studying investments, mastering your craft, or learning negotiation. Quiet confidence grows when preparation replaces panic. But here's the loop that most people miss. Even with preparation, you must act. Les Brown constantly reminded people, leap and grow your wings on the way down. His confidence wasn't passive, it was active. He stepped into opportunities even when he wasn't 100% sure, because he trusted the habits he'd built would carry him. And that's where wealth iterated, at the intersection of preparation and bold action. Now let me ask you, how many times have you waited until conditions were perfect before taking a step? What opportunities slipped by because you hesitated? Quiet confidence doesn't mean waiting forever. It means trusting yourself enough to move forward, even with uncertainty. Les also knew that confidence must be fueled by environment. He deliberately surrounded himself with voices of belief, mentors, books, recordings that reinforced his vision. He often said, "Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." So he protected his confidence by choosing carefully who and what influenced him. If you're around negativity daily, your confidence will be chipped away. But if you choose voices that lift and inspire, your wealth-building mindset becomes unstoppable. So here's your challenge. Starting today, commit to 3 things. Speak affirmations that declare your worth, visualize with emotion until your vision feels real, and prepare so thoroughly that action becomes easier than hesitation. Add to that one more step. Curate your environment to protect your confidence, like it's your most valuable asset. Because here's the truth. Les Brown proved over and over again, wealth follows confidence. Not arrogance, not noise, but the quiet certainty of someone who knows where they're going. And if you practice these habits daily, that quiet confidence will not only attract wealth, it will sustain it for a lifetime. So let me leave you with this. What would your life look like if you started practicing these habits tomorrow morning? Imagine 1 year of consistent confidence. Where could you be? The answer is clear. Wealth is waiting for those who trust themselves enough to claim it.